Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right in, because honestly, we are standing at the edge of a massive paradigm shift right now. For the past couple of years, generative AI has essentially been, well, a really smart answering machine. You know how it is. You ask it something, you type in a prompt, and it generates some text. And that's great. But the future of AI isn't just about getting answers. It's about actually achieving goals. We are officially moving from these reactive chatbots to proactive AI agents. Systems that can actually think, plan, and take real action inside your business systems. So today, we're decoding the entire blueprint of agentic architecture to see exactly how these systems work under the hood.
Here is our blueprint for today. First up, the agent shift. Second, the core agentic loop. Third, anatomy of agent architecture. Fourth, real-world enterprise actions. And finally, governance and guardrails. Let's get to it.
Starting with Section 1, the agent shift, moving from chatbots to agents.
To really understand this shift, you have to look at the stark contrast we have here. On the left side, we've got your traditional chatbot. We've all experienced this, right? You ask customer service about a refund, and it just lazily spits back a link to the company's 50-page refund policy. It's totally static, it's completely reactive. But a true AI agent, it actually does the work for you. When it's asked to handle a refund, it goes in, checks the customer's order, verifies their eligibility, updates the CRM system, and then drafts the confirmation email. It literally breaks the problem down and gets the job done end to end. It's a total game changer.
Moving on to Section 2, the core agentic loop. Think, act, observe.
So what is the engine actually powering this? It's surprisingly elegant, and it comes down to 3 steps: reason, act, observe. First, the agent reasons through its overarching goal and figures out the steps it needs to take. Next, it acts. Maybe it pulls a specific document or calls an internal API. But here, this is the magic step. It observes. It actually checks its own work. It asks, did the API return the right data? Or wait, was there an error message? And based on what it observes, it adapts, updates its plan, and loops through the whole process again until the goal is fully met. This built-in self-correction, that is exactly what makes agents so incredibly powerful.
All right, Section 3, anatomy of agent architecture. Let's look under the hood.
You see, an AI agent is a complex ecosystem. It's not just a single standalone brain floating in the cloud. The foundation model, that's merely the reasoning engine. To actually make this work in a real enterprise environment, you need prompt players to define specific roles, orchestration layers to coordinate the flow of tasks, and crucially, absolutely crucially, you need dedicated layers for memory, tools, and guardrails.
Let's start with the memory layer. Because without memory, every single interaction you have with an AI is like meeting a colleague who has total amnesia. Memory is what enables continuity. It remembers a user's long-term preferences or the specific status of a workflow from a session you had yesterday. But, and this is a massive takeaway for us today, because we are talking about enterprise environments, that AI memory has to be treated exactly like highly sensitive database information. It requires strict access controls, data retention policies, and just top-tier security all around.
Okay, next up is the tool layer. And honestly, this is the absolute game changer. Tools give the AI hands. Instead of just talking to you, it can actually go out and search your proprietary databases, trigger workflows in your CRM, or run complex calculations. This is what elevates the AI from a system that just chats to a system that actually executes and does things out in the digital world.
Now, when you take that memory and you combine it with those tools, you get what's called agentic RAG. Normal retrieval augmented generation, or standard RAG, essentially just grabs a document and reads it back to you. But agentic RAG, it acts like a highly trained, dedicated research assistant. If you ask it to, say, compare your old remote work policies with brand new HR compliance laws, it doesn't just do a keyword search. It plans a strategy, compares multiple different sources, identifies the legal gaps, and then drafts a brand new proposal entirely on its own. It handles these multi-step, complex enterprise questions flawlessly.
And you can scale this up too. For standard workflows, a single agent system, like the one we see on the left, is perfect for executing a full straightforward task. But for heavy-duty enterprise work, that's when you scale up to the multi-agent system on the right. Imagine a software development team, but the team is entirely made up of specialized AI roles. You've got one agent writing the code, another agent aggressively testing that code in real time, and a third agent acting as a strict security auditor. They are all collaborating together, handing tasks off to one another to complete massive projects.
Which brings us to Section 4, real-world enterprise actions.
Let's look at AI actually out in the real world. Take a finance agent, for example. It handles the heavy lifting of multi-step workflows in literal seconds. It pulls incoming invoices, cross-references them against your existing purchase orders, verifies the payment status directly in the database, and then seamlessly packages a final approval request for the human finance manager to sign off on.
Or consider an IT operations agent. This is that think, act, observe loop happening in real time. Let's say a network incident triggers an alert at 3 a.m. The agent acts by inspecting the system logs, observes the data to find the root cause, and instantly pushes recommended fixes directly to the engineering team before they've even finished their morning coffee. It's incredible.
And this architecture is completely transforming the education sector too. Look at the intelligent learning infrastructures being envisioned by Uplatz. An EdTech agent doesn't just recommend a static video for you to watch. It actively assesses your current skills, builds a personalized 12-month career roadmap, tests you weekly, and pivots your entire curriculum based strictly on your real-time performance.
But, okay, let's take a step back. All of these amazing, highly autonomous use cases bring up a very serious and, frankly, very terrifying question. With all this great autonomy, who is actually in control? When these systems start calling APIs and moving your enterprise data around on their own, what happens if something goes wrong? That leads us perfectly into Section 5, Governance, Risks, and Guardrails, how we actually control AI autonomy.
We have to be honest here. The risks aren't just theoretical. They are massive corporate liabilities. If an unstructured AI hallucinates his reasoning, it might call the wrong API, or even worse, confidently leaks sensitive HR data to the wrong user. Or imagine you let a multi-step agent get stuck in a loop calling incredibly expensive cloud models overnight. You will wake up to a catastrophic cloud bill. Unmonitored, unchecked AI is incredibly dangerous for an enterprise.
Which is why the golden rule of agentic architecture is this simple principle. Autonomy should increase only when control increases. Enterprises absolutely must balance these exciting new AI capabilities with vastly improved monitoring, incredibly strict permissions, and deep, deep governance. You simply do not give an AI the power to act unless you have the ironclad power to control it.
And this is exactly where human-in-the-loop design becomes mandatory. Not every action should be fully automated. The way it should work is the AI does all the heavy lifting to suggest the action, then a human reviews and approves it, and only then is the action safely executed. For critical decisions like releasing large financial payments or signing external contracts, this architecture elevates human decision-making. It absolutely does not replace it.
So, to safely build this architecture and actually graduate from those fun but fragile demos to reliable enterprise operations, you have to stick to these principles. Start with clear, measurable use cases. Limit initial autonomy to read-only tasks. Don't let it write or delete data right away. Strictly enforce tool permissions. Build deep observability so you can audit every single step the agent took, and lock it all behind tight enterprise identity management.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to think about. Will your enterprise just randomly implement AI, or will you actually architect it? The future definitely belongs to networks of intelligent agents embedded across your entire business. But the winners, they won't just be the companies with the most AI bots. They will be the ones with the best, most secure architecture. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today, and I really hope this leaves you eager to start architecting the future of your own enterprise.